We're officially live now. We're recording. We got it in.
Welcome to the podcast, man. This is the third episode. It's an honor to have you on. To formally introduce ourselves, my name's Nico, also known as Young Nicholas on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
And then this is Jack, co-host.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure having you, man. I just wanted to start things off on picking your mind, taking a walk in your shoes, and seeing where you're from, and getting a first eyes glimpse onto how you came up and got started on your creative journey.
So I was born in Texas, but
Okay.
we moved from Texas to San Diego to LA, then to New York City, then to basically I'm from Albany.
Okay.
Albany, New York. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's the capital, though.
I've heard of it. Oh yeah.
Heard of it, never been there.
Basically, my older brother did music. So
Okay.
I think that's kind of where I got started, because I started very, very young. Like I started writing. I wrote my first rap when I was like, I don't even know. I was so young. Like I don't even know how old I was. But my brother had a studio upstairs. He didn't allow me to use it because I was so young. But I used to go upstairs and just sneak it,
You right?
Oh, okay.
And even like back then, people were like saying I was good or whatever. So it felt good. It was like, all right, this is what I want to do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm more of like a writer than a musician, I feel like.
Okay.
I am a musician as well because I practice very hard.
Yeah.
But writing is where like it was just already there,
Okay.
But that's pretty much like how I got started doing it, and I got a bunch of like mixtapes even from back then. Even like some of the songs on KTFK are back from like 2011.
Wow.
Way back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Like.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I like how they still sound too. Like I thought they would, the sound would be old. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I got you, bro. I was reading a little bit about you. And you said you had access to all these TV shows, movies, books. You're talking about like Pirate Bay or something. Like you're able to download all this content.
Yeah. So when I was like, I think in like maybe 3rd, 4th grade,
Okay.
we grew up on anime. Like literally like how people grow up on Disney.
Yeah.
Like my brother had like stacks and stacks and stacks of VHSs of anime. I don't even think of anime as like anime anymore. Like it's just like another type of media. You know what I mean? But,
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was straight grew up on it, and then my oldest brother showed me Naruto, and it was like old. Like it was like in its 2nd season in Japan, but he would download them, and then he would he would give them to me.
Yeah.
Then when the site shut down, I went to him. I was like, "Damn, the site shut down. I can't watch Naruto anymore." And he showed me how to get it. And he was like, I remember him saying, "You can get anything you want on the internet." And I was like, "Okay." So I took that to the head. And I remember one day I was like, I was going to sleep, and I was like, anything. You know what I mean? I was like, if I could get anime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should be able to get this and that. And I just thought of it. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Then that morning, I went to just check my theory, and that's literally how I found Pirate Bay.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, can you imagine being in like 3rd or 4th grade and just seeing like, oh, I could get any book I want.
Dude, you had access to everything.
Yeah, I felt like I had superpowers.
Yeah. So you feel like that was like that's like a good source of inspiration that like kind of fueled your creativity, would you say?
Yeah, because we didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't really have movies like that. We only had anime.
Okay.
So I was able to watch a lot of movies and read a lot of books and stuff. And I think it helps because you're able to compare your work to those works. So the more you watch, the more you know you're being original.
I was just gonna say, so is that kind of, were you able to kind of get into the music things too in there? So kind of navigate with your first couple like DAWs, or start messing around with collecting sounds, or was that later on?
I started collecting sounds then too, and downloading different like softwares and stuff to learn how to mix and master myself, and learn how to like photo edit, video edit, all from just because of that.
Damn.
That's awesome.
What were like your first software, like FL?
Oh, to record,
Logic.
it was. I don't even remember. I know I had FL, but I didn't record on there. It
Okay.
wasn't Pro Tools. I forgot. I think it was like G Suite.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
only know of Logic and Ableton and FL.
Yeah, GarageBand I knew.
I think Ableton used to be G Suite,
Oh,
so I
okay.
think it was Ableton.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Cool.
That's sweet.
So you kind of you see yourself as a writer before an artist. When did
Yeah.
how did were you writing your own little stories?
Yeah, I was writing like short stories and tried to write a couple books when I was younger. I was very
Wow.
into books. I wrote a lot of books,
Wow.
and yeah, just love writing pretty much anything. Like
Yeah, this fiction.
Yeah, fiction.
books.
Yeah.
Dope.
Did you have
Wow.
some early like writers that were your favorite? Like, were you into like Dr. Seuss or just random kind of stuff?
You know, my favorite writer, I think, I don't know if he's my favorite writer now, but it's Arthur Conan Doyle. He wrote Sherlock Holmes, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
My favorite books were his 4 first books, and then his short stories. Like my favorite one's The Fall of Rockenbach or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's the one when he meets Moriarty and then they fall off that cliff and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
when you read it, like Watson at the end, like he figures out, like he gets there late and they're already gone. So he has to use his detective skills to figure it out, like as if he's Sherlock Holmes, you know? And
Yeah.
he's like, like, he died.
Damn. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I need to get back in. I need to check those out and revisit some of them. I remember kind of like getting into the Sherlock Holmes books a little bit when I was younger, but it's just like it's funny. Like as time goes on, I kind of forget on like some of like the
Yeah.
main storylines. And I know they came out with like a new movie and stuff, but
Yeah, the movies are like cool, but the book is so realistic. Like, you know, he's really on drugs. Like he's an addict.
Yeah.
When he gets bored, it's just really a real story.
damn.
When I went to London, I went to his address, I forgot, Baker Street or whatever.
Okay.
And where his house would be, because he's not a real person, but where his house would be, they have a Sherlock Holmes museum now.
That's sick.
So it's built like his house would look. And you can go in and look at it and stuff.
Oh
Sit
wow,
there.
that's dope.
That is. It's different. That's cool.
Okay, so when you sit down to write a book, is that what you're thinking? Like I'm about to write a book, or do you just like have sessions where you just sit down and just start writing?
I usually have a plan.
Yeah.
I'm usually about to write a book, or like I'll have an idea.
Yeah.
I want to expand on it. But sometimes they're short stories, you know.
Mhm.
It depends.
Wow. That's interesting, because I'm wondering, like, you know, how the creative process works for when you're recording music.
I like that a lot because it feels like a puzzle, you know, because it's like
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna write music wise. I don't know what I'm gonna write yet. I don't have a concept or anything.
Yeah.
I just I start with like 2 lines that I like, or like a bar. I have a bar in my head, right?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I'll create everything else to sort of rhyme with that bar. And then I try to come up with like every single line to mean something. So I
Gotcha.
try not to have like wasted lines or
Mhm.
any wasted space.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel you on that. So you go to college, right? You go to, where'd you go to college again?
Living Arts College in North Carolina.
Okay. And you study audio engineering, right?
Yeah.
Dope. Do you want to just go back to those days when you're at that age? What was going through your head? What was your plan? Like,
So
what was going through your head?
we had to get out
Yeah.
from where I was, like for sure. Like, so my mom brought us to North Carolina, which is a lot like safer place.
Okay.
And yeah, I decided to go to college
Yeah.
while I was there, and I went for audio engineering.
Okay.
And I had a lot of friends. We like made like rap groups. I made a bunch of songs back then, but
Yeah.
school wise, I feel like I didn't really learn anything. I
Yeah.
learned that I knew what I was doing before. I never had any validation that I was okay at mixing or whatever. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I was doing the right thing. So I'm thankful for it. But
Wow.
yeah.
But it didn't really. You kind of learned, mixing by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Just by doing it and just getting your hands, and feet wet.
Jumping right into the fire, yeah, and just by kind of just seeing your work and seeing kind of in your mind like where you wanted to take things and where you wanted to adjust and improve. Is that kind of was your
Pretty much.
Okay? That's sweet, man.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just kept doing it.
Right.
You know, like as much as I can. I love making music. I can go to the studio and make like, I've made like, it'd be like 3 songs an hour, and it'd be like like an 8-hour, 10-hour sessions, and I could be there all day. Like literally, like my last 6 birthdays, I went to the studio instead of like having a party or anything. I use this like my birthday. You
That's
gotta
what it's
record.
about, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. I love it. So do you go to the studio? Do you have a recording studio at your house or where you're at, or?
So no, I don't. I wish. But no, I go to like I go to like several studios that'll have like soundproof walls and stuff like, and instead of like I would do it at my house, but I think that would just be for like demos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just get the ideas out and stuff.
Yeah.
And so when you go into these studios, you're doing your own stuff, or do you have like buddies or friends that you bring in to help you, or are you still mainly kind of mixing, mastering, producing, kind of wearing all the hats?
No, I know some really, really good engineers, and like I know that they're good because they're better than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if someone's like, my passion's not really in engineering.
Okay.
I was just doing that to make my music.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I find someone with a passion in it, then like we click.
Got you.
Yeah. So I recorded with several people who had the passion in it, like here in LA and London and.
Wow. So yeah, I was gonna ask you like, how do you go about working with other people? Because like for me, like I come from like I do the same thing with like the mixing and mastering, and I even produce my stuff because I'm from Michigan, and like there's nobody that makes music really in Michigan, so that's just where I'm coming from. So you're from LA, right?
Yeah.
Or you're living in LA right now? Right? Yeah. So how do you go about this collaborating?
It's gotta be like we have to have like we actually have to be friends.
Okay,
For
got
me to
you.
really, you know what I mean? I don't really like let like people in my sessions. I don't mind it, but I don't like distractions, and so I usually don't let people on unless they're like really good friends of mine.
Yeah.
I will bring other artists in and stuff like that to the studio, and do something with them if we have a plan.
Yeah.
But, and I like to plan ahead, so like that's why I get so much done at the studio, because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this one this hour. This should take this long. I'm literally running back and forth from the booth to the control room.
Wow.
And if I bring someone and then I have to wait on them, it kind of agitates me a little bit. So I just prefer to go by myself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow. So I think it's cool. You have like so many creative outlets, and you're able to tie them all together. No pun intended. Do you want to go into talking about how like your albums kind of they are like related to the chapters of the story you're working on, which is the Ivy story, right?
Yeah, the Ivy story.
You want to go? To go into that and like how are these?
But it's kind of complicated, I guess. I don't know how to. It might take like a while to explain.
Oh man, just
basically, I want to take my albums in chronological order because I have a good amount. I'm not doing it for every one of them, but for a good amount of them. And then I have a short story for each of them, but it's about Iv. It's like this character I made up, and he's I don't know if I should like go into what it's about and all that. It'll be out soon, but
man, do it. Say whatever you want, man. It's all
okay.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's like it's about. Nah, it's gonna take too long.
Yeah, all right.
But it's about a dude named Iv basically, and he gets a sword called Space Time Utopia, which allows him to be wherever he wants, whenever he wants to be. So
Gotcha.
the story is mostly about him finding out what he actually wants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's sweet.
and it's kind of like you're like guiding the reader, right?
To the
Yeah, gotcha. And it's just like every album is kind of correlated to the first chapter you said in chronological order.
Well, so yeah, each album in chronological order is tied like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3,
Okay.
chapter 4. Yeah.
Damn, that's super cool.
And I was reading up a little about it. You have like different locations that represent like different things. Like there's something I remember about like a void, and like you have different.
The void is like this neon lit kind of like city place or whatever, where Iv is from, and he's trying to get out of that place.
Yeah.
And go to another place called Opulus, which is an opulent place, you know, is the name.
Damn, dude.
Trying to get there. And so it gets more complicated than that, because down the chapters you start to realize that these places are just different places. Not one is better than the other. So he gains more appreciation for where he's from and stuff like that. But yeah, it's the void, somewhere in between, and Opulus. Somewhere in between is like, I mean, I can't really explain it, but yeah, those are well, and there's a place called Space Time Utopia, which is like the space in between spaces.
Wow.
Shit.
Damn, you put a lot of thought in what you do. That's awesome.
Seriously,
You know, I love to see it, man, because like a lot of artists, a lot of people, you know, it's like they make things as a means to an end. Like you can tell you've been just putting a lot of thought into this and a lot of love into it. So that's always good to see from artists.
It's inspiring, bro. The
I'm
attention
more
to
of a
detail.
over quantity type of person.
What's that?
I'm more of a quality over quantity type of person. I do get a lot done, but
Yeah.
I'm more, you know, I edit a lot, and like when I record my music, I might not put it out for like 6 months to a year.
Damn. You
I'll go
sit
back.
down. Okay.
Sometimes I'll go back to the studio and like re-record certain songs, just little parts.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's huge. That's huge. I mean, I'm trying to find that balance too of like, I had this urge to create. It's like I want to make sure like what I create is just quality, and I only want to release the magic that I create, because I do create a lot of other music, and I might not put it out because it's just not good in my eyes. So I'm always trying to like get to that magic. So I can agree with that quality statement.
Yeah, I appreciate people who like, you know, do that, because, you know.
Yeah, that's what it's
A lot
about.
of people just put out anything and they do make it. So
Exactly. It's like exactly.
You can feel it's another. You can feel the love. It shines through. It shines through the art, and especially with yours too. I mean, you can just see like the amount.
And it is about enjoying the process.
Absolutely.
It's about, you know, enjoying what you're doing. Like the fun is sitting down and like creating. Like that's where the joy comes from. You know, and I think a lot of artists.
It's like my favorite feeling, like when I'm writing and like I know I have something good. Like for that split second, I'm like, yeah, like this is what I do. Like,
Hell yeah.
Or when you find that like line that matches, like in the bar, you go in the bar.
Yeah, because like I said, I was like a puzzle, you know. So like you get that perfect line, and it's just like the best feeling in the world, honestly.
Exactly. I mean, I saw like Post Malone. What's that?
I'm sorry. I'm sure people do that too with like other types of art, you know.
Oh yeah. But you know, I heard like Post Malone, like he said, you know, he records, he just gets the melodies out, and then he goes in and he fits like the words in. You know, like he gets the feeling first. Yeah.
It's cool. I don't prefer it, but it's cool.
There's
Kanye does that as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists that do that.
Right. And I've noticed too, it's just like, so you're starting to, you know, upload to Jamify pretty consistently, and I see, you know, you're getting consistent with that, and you're bringing artists to the platform and like kind of helping them get going. I was just gonna kind of have you touch on just what gets you excited about Jamify, and like what's getting you excited about Web3 and this new opportunity of incorporating NFTs into your brand.
I like the whole like concept of the culture of it. So like the way it's set up, I feel like it's like like it's like people who want to discover artists, because they want to own those NFTs like before they're, you know, super popular and stuff. And like, I think it's cool that like a person might like find a new artist and then they have so much faith in them that they start like, you know, getting into it now and like basically getting shares now and like, you know, and I like that concept. I like that concept a lot because it's like, I think anywhere else basically only really promotes the people who are like there already kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah.
That's dope.
So yeah, but Luke brought me into it. I also like his tonic pow idea. I like his whole like we have very similar ideologies, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that's really what it was too.
Wow. Was that what first brought you into NFTs, or was it how'd you get into like BSV? Like you just
I wasn't like I know a good amount about NFTs and crypto and stuff. I wasn't into NFTs as much before. I wasn't not into them, but they're new, you know? So it's just figuring them out. And then I talked to Luke and he told me about BSV, but I had a good idea about BSV and Satoshi and like that whole lore. But he taught me a lot more as well. And it just seems super interesting. Like I like the whole thing, honestly.
How about the minting fees, man? Like they're cheap.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's faster and cheaper than Ethereum.
Yeah. And he showed me a chart too that showed that BSV is like better for the environment as well than other coins. And he was talking about how since they have bigger blocks, bigger like transactions, you could kind of do less transactions, especially in the future, and save more energy, etc.
Right.
So that's a good move right there.
It is. I was even seeing too. So do you plan on using like NFTs as keys to unlock different parts of your story, or am I correct on that?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it, but I'm gonna connect it to the story somehow and incorporate NFTs. I have a bunch of ideas on how I want to incorporate the NFTs, but I'm not solid on one yet. Cause like there's a bunch of like magical objects or whatever in the story, and I was thinking about making those NFTs.
Dude.
I was thinking about making the characters NFTs, or just like the chapter, like make the chapter NFT somehow. I'm not sure what I want to do, and I'm not sure exactly yet what the capabilities are. I'm still experimenting and practicing.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn, man. Like
There is. It's cool to see the way you're navigating this though, and like really being open to this like new technology, not being afraid to just, you know, kind of like anything else, just get in there and kind of learn and as you go and move, and it's cool, dude. It's cool to see even the community that exists on there now.
Yeah. And wait, we gotta tell the people that are gonna be watching this right now. The album drop. What's it called? It's called "Kill the Fucking King."
Make sure to snatch those up while you can. Seriously.
Man, I heard some good tracks on that. My favorite right now is, I love the bittersweet beat.
Oh, word?
Bro, it felt like summer. Like when I played that, like I could just see myself like driving in my car. Like it just felt like summer. I don't know.
And this one wasn't on the album, but that Moonlight song, is that with one of your friends?
Yeah. That's one of my friends, Dwayne Trezrat. Oh, he's actually the nephew of the lead singer of New Edition, Ralph Trezrat.
Okay, I'm not familiar, but that's sweet. It's a group?
They're like R&B group. Yeah, they're like super famous back in the day.
Okay.
So that's his nephew. But anyway, yeah, I did that song with him in LA, I think.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I love your style. Like, I love how it's like you keep me on the edge of my seat, because it's like I don't know, like, you know, I get that that hip hop side of you, and I get like your singing ability. I see that, and like I see all these different like as a listener, it's like it's fun to listen to people that are constantly pushing the limits to what they can do, and not just you know, doing the same song every like or a similar
It's
song every time.
experimental.
It's sweet, man. Like, I
like
dig
that,
that.
like a lot, like trying new things, trying new like styles and genres and stuff. A lot of people don't really do that for some
Right,
reason.
like-
don't
I
know
think
why.
it's because they find maybe they get a little comfortable with like a certain sound they may have hit, and they feel like they have to consistently
Someone
be
that they
that.
like, and then they keep doing it.
Yeah. Because like when people have like, you know, discographies where they're singing, they're rapping, they're doing these experimental type of sounds, like they come from a place of freedom. Like it's like being a kid, like, ooh, I want to try this. What does this sound like? You know.
It's where that
that's-
magic is.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's about getting back to that pure state. You know, a lot of people get caught up in like they overthink the business things and all that shit.
I don't understand how it's gonna be good if it's not fun for you. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
like you know, you could be good, but if it's not fun for you, it wouldn't be as good as if it were. And then also, I guess people who don't have fun, maybe they have like groups of like writers and stuff like that. Maybe they're just a brand.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot too, like people who, because I also write songs for people, so I think about a lot like putting myself in someone else's shoes. Like imagine like writing for a woman, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You gotta put yourself in her shoes. You kind of have to write something that she'd be confident and comfortable with singing out loud, and
Yeah.
it's like a lot of thought. But also, I was thinking like at first I was kind of like, why do you need a writer if you're an artist, blah blah blah. But then I was like, it's kind of a different kind of art, because I don't know, I know for a fact that some artists that I know that don't write pick very great writers. They'll pick a better writer than someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have some sort of taste, and they just
Right.
don't have the practice, I guess, the technical practice of like writing themselves.
They're great vocal executors.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Yeah.
great vocal execution. And there's so many different arts within this,
There is.
and
Yeah.
it's like you got to figure out what you enjoy doing, and then if someone else enjoys mixing more, you get that person to mix.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right.
It's cool.
Again, same thing with the passion and the fun. Like if someone has a passion in it, they're probably going to be better than people who don't. You know, like
Exactly.
They got
Exactly.
that intrinsic drive, and they're gonna be, you know, trying to get better and pull that highest version through. Or they're more likely.
they're more likely for sure.
Right.
So man, you did a collaboration with Scumbag Chad, right?
Yeah, this is a shirt actually.
How did
That's
how did
sweet.
that happen? How did that come about?
I knew Chad. I have a friend named Ruben, who is a
Okay.
photographer. He's nice. I'll send y'all his link too. He's nice.
Cool.
And his friend is Chad, and then I went to go visit Ruben, who introduced me to Chad. We've just been cool. You know?
Nice.
But that was a long time ago too. Like that was before everything happened.
Yeah, I got you. Well,
It's popularity.
And when you say
Yeah.
like everything happened, do you mean like because he got some awareness brought to him when he collaborated with this like 6ix9ine, or is that?
I don't know if I can talk about that.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, he does have a song with 6ix9ine though.
Okay.
Other than that, I can't really.
I got it. I feel yeah.
why? We got you.
I was just gonna see too. I'm curious. Just like growing up and evolving as an artist, you know, musician, writer. What do you think were like some of your biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome on this journey to get where you are now? You know.
I think my hometown is kind of like no one's ever really made it out. I don't know if you know Soli Had. He's not really from.
Soli Had? Oh, I love Soli Had.
We love
Yeah.
Solar.
Yeah, he's sick.
He's from the tri-state area. Like,
Okay.
so he's from where I'm from, basically.
Okay.
So he's one of the people. Like I know who put him on and stuff. So like, take Soli Had for instance. I think he had a lot of popularity there. But then when he signed to like RCA and stuff and started to get like real like big recognition,
Mhm.
I feel like my hometown didn't really support him. and they're really not now, to be honest. And I also don't feel like I'm very supported. I guess I don't need to be. I think because like I'm more focused on worldwide stuff or whatever.
Right.
But I do think about that sometimes. It makes me feel
Damn.
like, why does that happen? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just seems like they don't really consider me for being from there anymore. I feel like, you know, like.
Is it because you moved away? Just
I think it's just because I moved away. I think I'm not sure.
Damn.
We do a good thing now where we have the internet.
Right.
So someone in like, you know, and Uruguay can discover you, you know?
Right.
Someone's, you know, across the world.
That was kind of the biggest obstacle, just you know, trying to bring it back home. Like, okay, for instance, this is a good example. When I first moved to LA, I had a open guest room, and I was saying, anybody from Albany, if you're from Albany, you can come here for 3 months free, and I'll hook you up with a job. It was like $16 an hour or something like that, nothing crazy, but and I was like, if you're from Albany, come through, it's free. And like, nobody hit me up. And it was just the craziest thing to me. I was like, why wouldn't you take that? Like, at least just for 3 months and then go back. Like, but
I would be taking that shit. And it's probably, I feel like it's probably, I mean, how many creative people are from Albany?
There's a good amount of very creative people.
Really?
I think Albany is like a hub of like really creative people. They just don't seem to, I guess, make it out. And then when they do, it's like they're not from there anymore.
Damn.
So it's hard to tell.
That's interesting. Because we're from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it's like everyone is just 9 to 5. Like, dude, you're doing something creative. Like, oh,
right. Like there's some
like,
local there's some like local
lawyers, doctors.
Yeah,
like,
it's very just like manufacturing, just kind of like there's a lot of small business. But yeah, you don't see too many like, and if you do, like we have some like folk singers and like a decent, you know, there's some live music, but it's like there's no one really like trying to establish themselves as like a brand or like kind of thinking outside the box a little bit or approaching things in like a different way. So it's an interesting place to come from. You know,
Albany is like 2 hours north of New York City. So I think that's why we have a lot of creatives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like just right outside, and you could just get on the bus. It's like, it used to be like $15 round trip to go to New York City and back. So, I think that's why we have a lot of creatives there. But yeah, I hear you. I've been to places where creativity seems to be like a rarity.
Yeah.
That's
how it felt like for us. That's why we're moving to Del Rey, South Florida.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't been to Florida yet. I'm planning on it though.
Yeah, man. I think we'll have a studio. You know, so you can come by, chill. It's at the Citadel. It's like it'd be super cool.
I think it's about an hour outside of Miami-ish. Is it?
Yeah.
Around.
That's like an hour drive from Miami.
So.
Yeah.
Fire.
No, it's fire.
Yeah, I'm down. Like, yeah, I'll fly just to go to the studio. I've done that like multiple times. I love going any studio. Like, I love it.
Yeah, dude. It's good just to vibe, listen to some beats, you get inspired, man. Put something down, you never know what could happen.
Right.
My thing is like, you show up, bro, you just show up, and like the muse, like sometimes like the muse just takes control, and you don't even, it feels like an accident, and you create something amazing, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's my favorite feeling.
Can feel you on that.
So before we wrap things up, what piece of advice would you give to your younger self, like to that young version of you, going into art?
Compound interest. It's like
hell yeah.
Let me think. I think I've been too like, maybe I've been almost too helpful when it comes to trying to help other artists and stuff like that. and trying to make groups and stuff instead of focusing on myself first.
Okay.
And I think it didn't, like, I made, like, I know a lot of artists, I have like a lot of friends and stuff, but yeah, I don't feel like I've ever been just helped, like, from anyone in my hometown, like, but it's like, you know, that's the reason why I'm like, you know, if you need help, then I'll help you out and stuff. Especially if I always felt like I could see talent as well. Like, and if I like your music, I would like, you know, I want to see you do better. But I think a lot of people also take that like I'm trying to get something out of them or like use them for something. Like, people from Albany are it seems like they're very like skeptical, you know, of anyone trying to help them with stuff, which I feel like is weird, because it's like they're trying to protect their value, which I understand. But then if you really thought you were like as valuable as you actually really are, then you should know why I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Because you're good. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Right.
So, but I understand protecting your art and protecting your, you know, stuff.
Damn. Man. Well, dude, this has been an awesome conversation. I feel like we're just getting started. I feel like, you know, definitely gonna be kept in touch, and
definitely
I can't wait to see, you know, more music from you.
I know, dude.
And I need to make my way through your discography, because you have a lot of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Been in the game for a minute. I know. Seriously, I gotta catch up on it. Dude, I'm excited to keep following along. I love your approach. It freaking stands out, dude. You don't see too much of that, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see out there that someone's taking such a freaking intentful journey and approach. So definitely excited.
Dude, we're DMs away. We're in the Discord. Like, if you have questions, if you have any ideas, we have an ideas channel and shit. What's that?
I definitely keep in touch for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you for coming on. We'll let you get on with your evening, and
Peace.
yeah, man. Peace.